I'm flying high like a bird, but my fluttering wings can keep you from pulling me down. Your mama says I'm a fool, and yeah, maybe that's true, 'cause I can't stop thinking about you.
Yes people, welcome back to Brendan Pearson Fitness. As you can see, we're starting the video off with the morning routine. We are getting back into the routine after having COVID again. That is my second negative lateral floor, which means I'm a free man. I am a free man as of today, and we're going to get back training. Took a week off, let myself recover. Heart rate variability, heart rate was kind of getting back down to where I was previously. First session, we're going to be taking you through an upper body session in the home gym. Got some new equipment which you probably haven't seen in any videos, which should be fun. Got a coffee, got a little bit of the neuro pump. Going to get a good session in, walk you through, taking it very easy because we're getting back into it, but it'll be a good all-round workout. But yes, getting back into the routine of things is very tough, especially having a long time off, especially being ill. Just got to make sure you take your time getting back into training, which I'll walk through in a second. But in terms of routine, you just got to put yourself through it. I'm setting up an online program called the 28-day routine reset. Last year, if you were with me, we did the 14-day routine reset, which I'll tag the video up here. I did a video on it just to help people get back in the routine, especially after January, because everyone has that initial January motivation. When it comes to February, people are starting to slack a little bit, so I've put together a little bit of something to keep you accountable. It's got your training covered, it's got your nutrition covered, it's got your routine and your accountability all covered as well. And you get to check in with me once a week, so I'll keep you on track. If you are interested in that, it'll be out very soon. Sign up down below in the description. I'll leave the link down there. And yeah, let's get a good upper body session in. Yes people, we're in the gym. We're back to it. Anyway, we're gonna jump straight into this session. So we're just gonna cover all the basics. We're going to do maybe two to four sets of chest, 2 to 4 sets of back movements, 2 to 4 sets of delt movements, and then a little bit of biceps and triceps. Just getting myself back into it. When you're first getting back into training, you want to start with a really low volume. One, just to get used to it, because you're not going to be able to recover from the same amount of volume as you would if you've been training for, I don't know, a few months back to back, kind of getting used to it. You want to start nice and low, and you also want to leave yourself a little bit of room to progress and increase the volume as you go through a training block. If you start with 10, 12, 14 sets per body part per week, you're going to end up finding yourself that you're burnt out and you can't quite progress as quickly. Start a little bit lower, see how your body reacts. Everybody's different. If you look at the likes of Jeff Alberts, he trains with very, very low volume. Then if you look at someone like AJ Morris, for example, he trains with a lot of volume, especially for a natural athlete. He can recover quite quickly from high volume. So everybody's different. Start with low volume, see how you react. Keep on tracking things, tracking your progressions, track your HRV, track your recovery, and then build it up over time and see what suits you best. But we're gonna get warmed up. We're going to do a few band pull aparts just to warm the shoulders up, get our shoulders set in a nice position, and then we're starting off with chest. We're starting off with a cable chest press. This is one of my favorite movements for the chest by far. So let's get into it. So in terms of setup on this exercise, you can see that I am using a daisy chain. You probably see a lot of bodybuilders use daisy chains these days, and you're thinking, why the hell are bodybuilders using climbing equipment? Well, the reason is, if I had this cable, this handle attached to the cable directly, I would be having to drag it all the way out here, rather than with the daisy chain on. We're just going to shuffle around, and we're already in that pressing position straight away. Obviously, we're going to be using 2 hands to this one. Just make sure if you're doing it at the gym, you've got something behind the bench to stop it from flying backwards, or else you will probably go flying backwards unless the bench is very heavy. Make sure as well that the height of the cable is set for where you want to press. So if the cable's going to be too high, you're going to end up pressing downwards. It's going to be hit a little bit lower in the chest. And if the cable's too low, you're going to end up pressing upwards, which is going to be a little bit more for your upper chest. So it depends what you want to hit. For me at the minute, I probably want it just in a nice natural pressing position. I just want this to be more of a flat press. If anything, a tiny little incline, do something a little bit more upper chest. Bench is on a little bit of a decline. Obviously, the further down you have it, the more you're going to turn it into a lower pec exercise. Probably need to drop these down one below. And then we'll just do a few warm-up sets and build up to a top set. So another reason why this is one of my favorite exercises for the chest is because it has a convergent movement. So all that means is when you are pressing, you start wide and you finish a little bit narrow. So in that end position, we're getting a good stretch on the chest. And then in the shortened position, we're getting that chest nice and short, getting a really good contraction of the chest. Compared to things like a barbell bench press or a lot of machine stuff, you're just kind of pressing up and down like this. You're not getting that pec fully shortened. With this one, we can focus on that stretch and we can focus in on that really shortened range, working the full range of the chest. Still warming up. With warm-up sets as well, take your time and really think about the muscles that you're working. Contract that chest at the top, control on the way down, good little pause on the stretch, and then control it. Don't be rushing your movements. Also, you might have noticed as well, with my hand position, I'm not completely letting my elbows flare, not letting my palms completely face down. I've got a slight little rotation in, just because if we let our elbows flare way too wide, it's going to bring that delta into it a little bit more. We want them elbows just a little bit tucked to really focus on that chest. And again, bring that upper chest fibers in a little bit as well. So for today, we'll be my first session. We're just going to go for 3 straight sets. See what we can hit. As long as it's between that kind of 8 to 12 rep range, I'm quite happy with it. Normally I'm programmed the top set, back off set. First session back, we're going to keep it nice and simple. Don't want to go too crazy. So there's 3 sets. It's good to be back. Last set, just dropped the weight 2 plates because last set I only got 7 reps, the one that I didn't record. So dropped it a little bit, try and stay within that 8 to 12 rep range. Nothing left in the tank on that. 3 sets of chest done. Gonna move on to a little bit of back work now. Right, so moving on to a little bit of back movement now. Gonna be isolating and really focusing on the lats for this one. If anything, I really wanna work on my lats this year, trying to get my lats a little bit wider, especially that lower part. So we're starting off with a D handle lat pull down. A little bit of a chest support with the bench. You want it on a slight little incline, not too much. With the handles, you ideally wanna have them directly shoulder width apart. You see a lot of people using them really close grip pull downs and they're pulling down, the elbows are flaring out to the side. With this one, the reason we want it shoulder width is because that directly lines up with our shoulders. So if we're pulling straight down, we're directly working that lat. So our lats work to adduct the arm, bring that arm closer towards the body. If we're flaring out to the side or if we're going too wide, we're bringing them back muscles into it too much. We're going too narrow, our elbows are flaring to the side. We're not targeting the lats we want, the way that we want, sorry. So just pull straight down, almost think about driving your upper arm back as far as we can, down into the pocket as they call it, and that'll target the lats perfectly. So just gonna do a few warm-up sets, same sort of thing, build up to 3 sets of 8 to 12. Really concentrate on that squeeze at the bottom, elbows down, keep that chest nice and high, control it, back up. And at the top, we don't want to let them shoulder blades pop forward too much. That takes attention off the lats. We want to keep them lats engaged the whole time. Really think about the muscles that you're working rather than just going through the movement. Yes, it's good being able to lift heavy and lift big weights, but are you working the muscles that you want to target? I'm not the bench, just one little incline down, just because I felt I was a little bit too upright, just to get a tiny little bit more range, a little bit more stretch in the lats. But Top sets now, 3 sets of 8 to 12, jump straight into it. Right, so last set of 3 for the pull downs. Sticking the straps on, I did it for the second set, I'm going to do it for the last set as well. Reason is, we don't want our grip to be a limiting factor. If you're someone who's just starting training, I wouldn't be wearing these all the time. I would get used to building your grip strength up, get used to gripping, get used to deadlifting without the straps on. Use chalk if you need to, but try and use these later down the line when you're lifting really heavy loads, just when the grip is really going to be a limiting factor for you in terms of trying to work your lats, trying to do things like deadlifts, RDLs. I use these for RDLs because you lose your grip, and that's going to be a limiting factor over you actually lifting the weight up. So yeah, last set. Fuck. Three sets of pull downs done. Move on to a little bit of lateral raises for the delts. Right, so moving on to a little bit of delt work. Really isolating the lateral delt on this one. If you do a lot of pressing, if you do a lot of pulling, you're going to hit your front delt a lot with your presses. With your rows, you're going to hit a lot of your rear delt. Yes, you need to do a little bit of front and rear delt work. However, really isolating the lateral delt is what you really want to build to get big shoulders. Really work on it, prioritize it over anything else, over pressing, anything else for the shoulders. So, cable, cuff, lateral raises. The reason we're using the cuff is just so we can take that grip out of it and really isolate and really focus on that lateral delt. The less that we can have other muscles working, the more that we can focus on the muscle we're actually working, the better in most senses. So, with the cables, you want to line them up just wherever your wrists naturally sit on the cables. Left hand goes to the right, slide it in. You can tighten it if you want to, it just feels a little bit more secure. Same on the other side. Then from this position, you want to slightly lean forward. Make sure that the hands don't get too close together. Where the little ball is on the cables, you probably want to keep them about that distance apart. That slight lean forward sets the shoulders in a nice position and also gives us a little bit more range of motion in the front here. If we're standing upright, we're limited with our range of motion in that stretch position. This just gives us just that tiny bit more room. Pointers on this one, make sure you're thinking about pushing out in a way rather than just up. When you end up pushing up, you end up bending your elbows and almost shrugging the weight up. Think about push, out, away, pause at the top, really control that on the way down, pause at the bottom, and then push away. 3 sets on this one. We're just going to keep the weight roughly the same and just see what we can get into it. Tell you what, they burn like absolute man if you do them properly. Finish off, do a little bit of arms, fly through it, then job done. So finishing off, a little bit of an arm superset. We're going to do cross cable, tricep push downs, and then low cable bicep curls. So if you're short on time, supersetting things is absolutely fine. Yes, it compromises in terms of a little bit of energy between exercises rather than being fresh for every set. You're going to be a little bit fatigued for that setting exercise, but if it's arm stuff, isolation stuff, it's probably not going to kill you too much. And if you're short on time, you're better getting work done than not getting everything done that you want. So what I've done is I have put the cuffs on the cables as well as the handles. Cuffs are going to be for the push downs, handles for the curls. Just saves you chopping and changing. Just keep them both on. It's a little bit faffy, but does the job. Tricep push downs. The way I like to do it is put my hand through the cable and then grip it like that. Keep my thumb through as well, just because I find that a little bit more secure. Whatever feels best for you. But we're gonna go right arm to the left, left arm to the right again, like the lateral raises. You can do this kneeling, seated, standard, however you want. From there, slightly lean forward, elbows tucked in, and we're pushing out to the side, trying to keep our elbows nice and locked in. Don't let them elbows start to come forward, or else we're just losing the emphasis on the triceps, taking a little bit of pressure off it. We want to get as much flexion as possible, and then foot extensions, squeeze at the end, and control the back. Then from this position, just going to drop the cables all the way down, grab the handles, take a little bit of a step forward, keep the shoulders back, rotate the palms outwards, and keep them elbows locked in again. So low cable bicep curl, working a little bit more of the length and range or stretch position for the biceps. Curl up, control down, keep them palms facing forward, shoulders back, and don't let yourself start to lean back. Keep those elbows locked in. Arms fully straight at the bottom, control up. I like to squeeze those triceps right at the end just to make sure that I'm fully locked out. And then just fight it. Once those end reps start to hit 4 or 5 second concentrics, that's when you know you're getting close to failure. 3 sets of that, job done. Simple little upper body workout done on the cables. Got to say this is the new edition. And also, repping the new BP Fitness hats. If you do want any merch, drop me a message on Instagram and I'll happily send you some. I've got a few things left. Yeah, before I forget as well, I had someone in my DMs ask me what I do in terms of faster training. I have covered this in a video, but quick overview. Make sure you've got a decent meal in the night before. High in carbs, relative amount of protein, a little bit of fats. Obviously try and have it 90 minutes before you go to sleep, roughly, just so it's not too close to when you're going to bed. Wake up in the morning, get some water down you. Try and get 500, maybe a litre, 500 millilitres to a litre of water down you before you train. Get hydrated, maybe have a coffee or something like that before you train. Go fasted, have an intra-workout, that's what I have. I have 15 grams of essential amino acids. I have about between 40 to 80 grams of highly branched dextrin. Obviously it depends on your goal, depends on how many carbs you have available. The higher, obviously, the more carbohydrates you're going to have during your training. There's a lot of studies out there, a lot of scientific research that say that essential amino acids in highly branched dextrin or any sort of intra-workout carb has massively been shown to reduce muscle protein breakdown, which is pretty much the breakdown of your muscles during training, which is not what you want, but it is going to happen either way, but it just slightly reduces it. So there's a little bit of science behind it. Once I finish training, I'll just have my normal post-workout meal, but that's kind of how I do it. So a decent meal before you go to bed, maybe some coffee or something before you train or a pre-workout, plenty of water in the morning and an intra-workout supplementation, then crack on with the rest of your day. Nothing else changes. Right, it's Lola's birthday. So I might take you along with the rest of the day, we'll see. But we're going to take her to a little doggy field place where you can let her run around. But yeah, we're going to see the dog. Where's the birthday girl? Is this the birthday girl? Come on. Happy birthday to you.
I don't have my birthday hat on.
Where's the hat? You got a birthday hat, don't you?
I've sent you photos. She's had a little photo shoot.
Oh, she's got a, oh, look at this. I'll insert the photos of Lola in a birthday hat here. We're going to go to the little doggy field, aren't we? Yes, we are. Agility Park, that's the one, that's what it's called. Right, might take the camera along. We'll see. I might just put little clips in. Adios. Lola. Oh, thank you. She can do this all day. Oh, thanks. Right, that's enough now. I'm off. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god. Ready? Go on, you can do it.
Good girl. Come on, you walk. Look,
Go on, Lola.
what's this? Walk up. No.
You tired? Good girl. Hey. Right, back home after running around a muddy field for an hour. However, just wanted to quickly wrap up the video, talking obviously about what the video is about. It's about getting back into a routine. Some of the things that I do personally to get myself back into the routine after a bit of time off training, which I obviously mentioned at the start of the video. The main thing, unfortunately, is just get your ass into gear, get your ass back into routine, get up early, start the day right. That's one of the big things that I always like to talk about, is starting the day right. Have a morning routine that sets you up for the day, that makes you feel good, that gives you a little bit of a challenge, and once you overcome that challenge, it's going to slowly build up momentum. So for me, it's get up nice and early, do not snooze that alarm. Whatever you do, do not snooze that alarm. I don't understand how people snooze their alarm. It's just a bad start to the day. It's a negative start to the day. Get up, get some cold water in you, cold water with lemon, have a little bit of something like that. Make your bed, unless someone else is in your bed, like your missus or something. Don't try and make the bed, because that'll probably piss them off a little bit. But get up, make your bed. You've probably heard the old saying, if you can't make your bed in the morning, how do you expect to go out and pursue business ideas, run your own business, whatever, you know what I mean. Secondly, I go into a cold shower. Cold shower, 2 reasons. 1, because it wakes you the fuck up, especially if it's dark in the morning and you're tired and you can't be out for the day. Wakes you up. And 2, it's a little bit of a mental challenge. Actually 3 as well, there's a lot of obviously health benefits of it. Increasing brown fat cells and to do with your immune system and loads of different things. But there's loads of benefits. The main thing is it wakes you up. It's one thing. It's a little mental challenge just for you to get over. The more little mental challenges you can get over earlier in the day, the easier the rest of the day is going to be, and easier those challenges ahead, those big meetings that you might have, Zoom calls, one-to-one sessions with clients if you're a PT like myself, gym sessions if you've got a big gym session later in the day. Them challenges are going to seem a little bit easier if you overcome bigger challenges, or littler challenges, get me words out. If you overcome littler challenges earlier in the day, makes life a lot easier. So challenge number 1, get up without snoozing your alarm. Number 2, make your bed. Number 3, cold shower. Then I go downstairs, do a little bit of a morning journal, gratitude journal, something I've done for 2 or 3 years, mainly for my mental health, mainly for my head. Write a few things down, get myself feeling in a good mood, what am I grateful for, maybe a few little bullet points of what I need to get done today, just so I'm clear in my head of what I need to achieve. Then I do my morning HRV and resting heart rate, just to see how recovered I am, how well did I sleep, how recovered am I for training, something I've recently just integrated since working with James, something that I think you should invest in yourself. Get yourself a Polar heart rate monitor. Some watches do it as well. Whatever you need to do, or one of them Aura ring things that people sometimes wear as well. Something that I integrate into my routine, weigh myself as well. Then I do my morning mobility and take the dog for a walk after that. So yes, it seems like a lot of things. If you don't have the time to do it, cut some things down. If I know that I've got to start like maybe extra early, like 6 o'clock with a client, I'm probably going to cut out maybe the mobility and take the dog for a walk instead. If the dog doesn't need walk until later, I'll cut out the dog walk. But yeah, just make sure you've got your non-negotiables, the ones that you know will benefit you the most. Maybe try something for a few weeks, see if it works. If you feel good from it, great, but then maybe try taking it out. Does it actually have that same effect on you? Do you actually need it? I feel like a lot of people try and cram a lot of things into their morning routine that they don't really need. I think it comes from lockdown, where we're trying to make ourselves feel like we're productive, doing things to make us feel good and making our morning routines last like 2 or 3 hours long, when really it's unnecessary. I probably fall into that habit myself, but I make the time for my morning routine and it does set me up for the day. So maybe try a few things, see how it goes for 6-8 weeks. After that 8 weeks, maybe try taking it out for 1 or 2 weeks. If you feel like straight away you're like, shit, I need this thing in my routine, then get back on it and put it back into your routine. Other things you can do in terms of prepping your nutrition, getting yourself set up for the day. Like I said, prep your food. Tonight I'm gonna prep my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so today's Sunday, my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday breakfast, which is my overnight oats, which I've done a video with it before, I'm pretty sure, which I'll put up there. If not, it's on my Instagram. I have it every single morning. Prep it, overnight oats, really simple. It means when I get up, I've just got my meal there, or in between clients, I've got my meal there. Make sure you've got food prepped. If you have something prepped for a few days, or a meal prepped for your lunch, for your breakfast, your lunch, and then maybe your dinner you can make yourself. If you've got food prepped, you're not going to end up making shitty choices, and you're not going to end up snacking on things because you know you've got a set meal and you can just pick it out the fridge as if it was a snack. You pick it out, put it in the microwave, whatever you need to do, and then eat it. It stops you from making choices. A lot of people lose their momentum when they start to get sloppy with things, and because they don't make their life easy. Successful people make their life as easy as possible for themselves. They put everything in the right place. They prep their food. They maybe pay for a personal trainer so they have to force themselves to go to the gym. They set their clothes out the night before so they know what they're wearing, so they're not wasting time, so they can fit the morning routine in. The schedule, they plan the meetings so they know exactly what they're going to do. They're so organized that their life is as easy as possible. You can make your life really hard for yourself and not get stuff done and make things so much more stressful. Make sure you plan, make sure you prepare stuff. Same with your workouts, plan your workouts. Maybe get a coach to write you a workout, because that's the one thing I was doing. I was procrastinating on writing my own programs, my own training sessions. Oh, I can do this one day. Oh, I can try this rep range the other day. Get someone to write it for you, then that's job's done. You can just turn up the gym, got your program there, and you're gonna crack on. Dog's kicking off in the background for whatever reason. There's probably people outside. You're fine, aren't you? Come on, coming up. She wants to come on camera, isn't it? Just because it's a birthday, she wants all the attention on her, don't you? You want to be in the video, don't you? Just because it's your birthday, steal all the limelight. Anyway, so yeah, routine. Make your life easier. Unfortunately, you're the only person who can control what you're going to do in your life. Look at this. Honestly. Yes, I know. Yes. Thanks, that was my ear. Do you want to explain the routine? You know how I get you up in the morning at like 6 o'clock?
I hate him!
Right, come on. Let's finish this video. Yes, as I was saying, unfortunately, you are the only person who can be in control of your own life. You have to take responsibility of your actions. If you want to get yourself into a good routine, get fit, create a good business, do whatever it is, create YouTube videos, whatever it is, you've got to be in control of it, and you've got to take charge of your own life. You can't rely on other people. Yes, other people like coaches, like mentors, like friends, family, they can keep you accountable for it, but you're the only person who can actually go out and do it. This is why I'm putting together a little bit of a program. I'm going to call it the 28-day routine reset. Last year, like I mentioned at the start of the video, we did the 14-day routine reset. Again, I will tag the video up here if you haven't already watched it. You might miss it at the start of the video. But all it's going to be is 28 days of accountability. So there's going to be an accountability spreadsheet that you're going to fill out every day just to keep you track of your calories. Are you hitting your calorie goal, protein goal? Are you getting your steps in? Are you hitting your training routine? Are you getting to bed at the right time? Are you waking up at the right time? Are you doing your morning routine? Are you doing all these little things that you said that you want to do? I'm going to let you set your own 1 or 2 goals to try and hit. I'm not going to try and do everything at once. I'm trying to give you a million different things. The training program, there will be a training program as part of it. There'll be, depending on how many days you can train, a 3, 4, 5 day training program, whatever fits in your lifestyle, whatever your goals are. I'm not going to try and give you too much at once. It's going to be very, very simple. If you try and do everything at once, you're going to end up overloading yourself, especially if you're someone who needs to get back into the routine and is struggling a little bit with it. It's going to be very, very simple, but it's going to build up that momentum. They say it takes, 21 days to build a habit? I think you need a little bit longer. I think 28 days is probably a good time to start building that momentum. Then that can lead on to maybe coming into my one-to-one online coaching mentorship, which is something that's a little bit more in detail and something that's going to get you them long-term results. So it's a good starting point. I think you need to be sticking to stuff for months on end to get the routine. For me, I'd probably say it took me maybe a year to get my routine nailed down. I feel like I was in a good bit of momentum until obviously COVID and all that, but this is what I'm putting together. It's going to probably be starting in February because everyone's got that initial January motivation to go to the gym and get fit and all that. February is probably when people start to drop off, I should say. So that'll be coming soon. The link to sign up to it will be down below if you are interested. Apologies if this video ends up going on a little bit longer, but routine is massively important. Once you fall off the bandwagon, once you kind of lose that momentum, getting back on it's really hard. Obviously, depends how far off the path you're going to be on, you fall off. Sometimes you can easily get back into it. Sometimes you need a little bit more accountability, a little bit more pressure on yourself to get back into it. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, have a look at all the other videos that I mentioned below. Subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to join the 28-day routine reset, the sign up will be down below as well. See you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.